Hello Sagittarius, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Sagittarius for the week of February 28th. Now Sagittarius, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, Sag, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all that said, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you. Now, if you watch my content regularly and you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. All right, so we're gonna bring this pyramid spread back and let's just make sure everything's in view and then we'll get right into it. Okay, I think that looks just about good enough to me. Put that right there. All right, so Sagittarius, right now, some of you could be looking at your future right now. I feel like some of you are considering what are the steps that you can take to create some level of stability in your life and maybe in your future as well. Reason being is we have these double fours here, Four of Wands, Four of Swords. Both can indicate stability. Four is a number of stability and foundations. But for your overall card, you have the Four of Wands. So Four of Wands can represent foundations and achievements in this life. This is also a card of marriage. This is a big card of marriage and, traditional ways of being, ceremonies even. But you can see the young family here is in a marriage ceremony. And I always like to say that this Four of Wands card can also indicate just generally a new start happening in your life. Reason being is, when you get married, you go from being single or engaged and then engaged to married, right? Going from engaged to married is an absolutely new start with someone and in your life just in general. And so I feel like for some of you here, you're focused on maintaining security and foundation, and that may be with another person. But I also, even if you're not here for love, like at all, this may just be like, what steps can you take to create a more stable career situation or work situation. Some of you are just dealing with that right now, I feel. It's a good card to find. Also, there's something around the spring. For me here, do you just see like they're kind of like in a spring setting? You can see the rabbits, which is more associated with like spring and planting seeds. And I think perhaps there's something for you that you're looking towards the spring time as well, Sagittarius. Now, in the past, you have the Six of Swords and the Tower. So Six of Swords refers to some level of transition happening in your life. The Six of Swords person is sailing away from the defeat, loss, and potential challenge of the Five of Swords, and they're in pursuit of calmer shorelines. They're looking for a better situation for themselves and for their family potentially, but just in general in their life. And, this can represent you going not only through a transition, but a rite of passage through the dark or a rite of passage towards an unknown place. And, I think it's also about just maintaining tranquility and finding tranquility in your life. The thing is, you have this Tower situation as well. So there could have just been like changes, upheavals, abrupt endings or, looking at the Tower in a more positive way, revelations about your life and about what you want to be doing in your life. The thing about the Tower is, if you notice here, there are no doors on this Tower, okay? And so the way that you can look at the Tower is this person constructed a tower, a building for themselves without a way to get out. And so effectively they've built a prison or they've built a house of cards that they were residing in. And the thing is, with this Tower, it's actually a blessing in disguise because, yeah, there's thunder and lightning crashing the building down, and yeah, this person's falling out, but guess what? Now they have a way out. There's a way out. There's a door available for them to get out of this imprisonment. And so, there might have just been a big change here in the past that led to your need to transition to a new place. In the future, you have the Nine of Cups and the Four of Swords, healing. Okay, really like this. I do feel like the worst is behind you. This is a nice combination to find. Again, we talked about how the fours can represent stability and structure in your life. You have this Four of Swords here, which is about healing, meditation, resting, recovering, and sometimes healing from heartbreak, as you see the Three of Swords card on the banner above. And it can be anything that breaks your heart. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be anything here. And the thing is, you have this with the Nine of Cups, which is all about your wish being fulfilled in your life. You can see this person's holding up their cup. They're happy. They're smiling. Presumably, people are coming into their small business or their pub. Things are going well. Their cups are overflowing. It's one of the happiest cards to find. And it's all about wishes coming true. It can also represent luxuries and pleasures in life, enjoying the kind of finer side of life. And you can expect to be emotionally content here in the future. And I feel like, there may have been a wake-up call in the past that maybe has led you into this period here. So let's go ahead and move up the pyramid. So you have the Magician, the Ten of Wands, the Chariot, and the Five of Swords. I knew we were going to get the Five of Swords, okay? And I don't know why, I just felt like that was coming in for whatever reason. Look, you have this Six of Swords in the past. You've been spending time getting away from the Five of Swords. The five comes before the six, obviously, right? And so it's like, for some of you here, don't let this past challenge or this past defeat or this past loss, in whatever way you want to, however you want to describe it, don't let that get in the way of your happiness here. The Chariot, really nice energy to find. To me, this card is about you overcoming some sort of obstacle that it may be in your way. The Chariot, they're going to take their sphinxes, they're going to be on the Chariot, they're going to run through any obstacle. And along with that, the Chariot here is going to say that as you have self-discipline, as you work hard, you will be rewarded. And it can be this idea of as above, so below, which I think is really nice in combination here with this Magician card that is showing up. The Magician is about being like a master manifester, okay? This person has all of the tools in the palm of their hands that they would need to be a major success, and you see the success coming in here in the future. And so this is about taking action on a manifestation, actually going for it, not just being an idea person, but going for it. Combined with this Chariot, overcoming an obstacle. Typically, this is an external obstacle, something happening outside of you. Some of you may be traveling by vehicle as well here with the Chariot. But I would just be careful of not letting this situation from the past that you've spent time transitioning away from rob you of future and current happiness here. You have this Ten of Wands as well, which represents a burden. Some of you may have a family burden here that you're carrying with the Four of Wands as well there. If it's not that, some of you are there's been a struggle here in the past around something that you've been carrying some sort of burden or the weight of the world on your back. And the thing is, the Ten of Wands does suggest that you have crossed the finish line. It says that you have surmounted the hurdle and you gained experience along the way, which each one of these wands represents experience. And so, yeah, there have been challenges here in the past, but, there's a burden, but at the same time, I do feel like this was a learning experience for you. So let's continue forward here. You have the Five of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Strength card. So let me tell you why that is interesting. So the Chariot and the Strength card, there's a bit of a difference here between the cards, but they're similar. Both the Chariot and the Strength card can represent overcoming obstacles. The difference is the Strength card talks about overcoming internal obstacles, having willpower, having the courage to work through self-esteem issues or being self-disciplined, similar to the Chariot, but more about your internal working and your internal situation. The Strength card can also say that, in the future, there might be an opportunity to have a big energetic release of frustration or anger. And so I do like to say, be careful of maybe arguments forming when you get the Strength card, because the Strength card is the energy of energy and power as well. And so it can come forward when there's an emotional situation happening, but really it's overcoming internal obstacles, overcoming maybe your emotions in some ways and working through them and working with them. But again, be careful of, if you're not looking for a fight at this time, Sagittarius, because you do have this Five of Swords, I'd be careful. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. When it comes forward in the future position, you have to take everything into consideration. You have some challenging cards here around it. The Five of Cups is somebody who's like potentially grieving a situation. With the Six of Swords and the Tower, Six of Swords can represent passing on. Again, this has happened already, so I'm not foretelling anything. Again, this is something that has already happened. This is showing up in the past position here. But it can also be that, a person, like a relationship in your life, they have passed on from you. They have broken up with you, is what I'm trying to say here, as you have this Three of Swords, which is a card of heartbreak. And remember, you have this Four of Swords here in the future, which is all about healing from heartbreak. You have the Three of Swords card on the Four of Swords. And so it says, some of you may be dealing with grief, or you may be dealing with endings in relationships, and that could be causing a challenge for you at the moment, which is, I think, totally normal if you're going through that. So you have the Ten of Cups and you have the Moon. So the Ten of Cups for me I'm very happy to see that for you. The Ten of Cups is like having like a windfall of happiness. It's having a very good emotional life in a good emotional situation. It is family energy. Some of you, there may be challenges within the family unit here going on, because we have this Four of Wands, the Ten of Wands indicating a burden, the Five of Cups being down, the Three of Swords heartbreak, the Tower. Again, this has already happened. And so if that has not happened for you, then this part of the reading is not for you. The Ten of Cups here, what's going on is there just may be changes in your family in some ways, or I think going back to this idea of don't let anything rob you of your happiness here, because you've been spending time transitioning to new places. You have the Moon card as well, which represents potentially an emotionally charged situation, and that's what I was picking up with this Strength card, because I don't always bring that message in with the Strength card, but now that we have the Moon, I would say be careful about emotionally charged situations. Very nice. And now you have the Page of Cups. So I love that for you. The Page of Cups represents happy news being delivered. It can represent a happy period in your life. It could also represent a new relationship. So if you've been struggling to get over the end of a relationship, there could be someone new coming in. And you have the Hermit. Very nice. Could be a Virgo. But the Hermit is all about, going down the path of the sage, becoming wise, becoming knowledgeable in whatever it is that you are looking to do. So overall, I really love this energy for you. Again, be careful here. Many of you are spending time bringing wishes into fruition here. Be careful that these problems from the past do not rob you of future happiness, because there could be someone or something coming in that makes you very happy. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading.